Hi guys, welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Brittany. I am a stay-at-home mom of two, a toddler boy and a baby girl. I am a firefighter wife and my husband's currently on shift. He's been on shift since yesterday, so he's working a 48, so he won't be home until tomorrow morning. I make videos about motherhood, lifestyle, and honestly just trying to find who I am again after having two kids back to back and leaving my career as a teacher last year. You're being so sweet to the kitty cat. Oh, you want mom to get kisses? She already gave me kisses. Oh, say be nice, kitty cat. Say be nice, kitty cat. Yes, you give kisses. So nice. So we're just hanging out in the playroom. It is, what day is it? It's Tuesday. It's honestly really like dreary and gross and cold outside. We are just kind of going through it lately. We have been dealing with sicknesses and sleep regressions and teething. Just kind of all the things. And I just wanted to sit here and have toys go off. No. I just wanted to sit here and kind of talk, have like a heart to heart, because I know that I cannot be the only mom feeling this way. And I know that when I'm struggling with things like this, it always helps me to find connections that are going through similar things so we can kind of just find like solitude in each other. And so I wanted to kind of share how I've been feeling. I just feel like I'm kind of in a rut. You know, when I left teaching, I think it all just stems kind of from trying to figure out what makes me me. You know, after I graduated college, I went right into my career as a teacher. My husband and I got married pretty young. We've been together since we were 19. We had kids right away, and I would not change any of that. I love my life. I'm so grateful for it. But I feel like I never really figured out what makes me me aside from being a teacher and a wife and now a mom. And so, you know, I drastically jumped from being a teacher to now just being a stay-at-home mom. And that has taken a lot of adaptation, has taken a lot of figuring out of, you know, what I want my days to look like now. I think I've been a stay-at-home mom now for like 10 months. So, I mean, it's been almost a year of being a stay-at-home mom, and I definitely am feeling better in the realm of that. You know, I feel like I'm finding more, oh my gosh, this toy. I feel like I'm finding more like structure in my day, which is really helping me. And I feel like I'm starting to find ways that I like to be creative through like doing activities with my toddler, posting like Instagram reels and vlogging now, and that's been really helpful. But I don't know, I still feel like I need other hobbies to kind of be able to decompress and have things that make me me. So I'm trying to figure out what that is. One of the things that I'm really struggling with right now is the expectations I am putting on myself. And I know, like, I can recognize that I'm the one putting these expectations on myself, and nobody else is holding me to these expectations but me, especially because they are kind of ridiculous, honestly. You know, I don't know why I feel the need for my house to just be like picked up all the time. As soon as like a meal's over, I get like the need to clean up the dishes. As soon as the dishwasher's done running, I feel the need to unload it. And so, you know, as soon as I'm like, okay, I need to clean up, I need to do this, I need to do this, I start getting anxious, because then on top of like that cleaning up, then I obviously have two little ones to care for. And I know that this is totally like a good problem to have, and I should be so grateful, and I am. But that doesn't mean my feelings aren't valid, right? And I think that's something that I need to also remember, is that I don't need to feel guilty for having these feelings and for feeling this way, because it's valid and I matter. This is just going all over the place. I don't know why this toy keeps going off, but it is driving me crazy. But I don't know. I guess I just wanted to come on here and say that if you are feeling the same way too, and if you are, you know, just feeling in a rut and feeling like, who am I? And all of that, just know you're not alone. And I'm here for you. And if you want to comment, I would love to connect with you that way. And yeah, it's just nice to know that we are not the only ones going through this, and there are so many moms going through a version of this themselves. And I don't know, I'm sure that was super choppy, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. And if you're still here listening to this, thank you so much for listening. And let's go ahead and get on with this day and on with this vlog and start moving up from here, okay? Excuse Curious George in the background, but I wanted to show you one of the things that I like to do to kind of just help me stay accountable, to keep me on a schedule. It's something I enjoy doing, and that is create this like play school is what I like to call it with my toddler. So I came up with this schedule for Monday through Friday where we do an activity each day. So like Monday's a sensory, Monday's sensory, Tuesday's fine motor, Wednesday's craft, Thursday's gross motor, Friday is learning. And then I just make like the Monday through Friday, and then I do how many weeks are in that month. And then I usually do a theme per week, sometimes like per 2 weeks. So for April, we have rain, clouds, weather for 2 weeks, Earth Day for a week, bugs for a week, and then flowers, planting, gardening for the last like 2 days in April. And then honestly, I'll probably do another week of that to begin May. But then I go into like honestly Pinterest, and I just type in like rain sensory activity for toddlers, and then I kind of just find whatever it is. And I went ahead and linked it this time so that I can just click on it, and I'll be able to just click and open the link to see kind of how to do that activity or whatever. I used to have like sensory on Friday, but a lot of times it's like a sensory bin. So I decided to move it to Monday, because then I can have the sensory bin ready on Monday, and then anytime throughout the week when we're doing that theme, we could also play in the sensory bin. This time I also went ahead and wrote that like we do Little Mommy and Me classes. So I wrote that we have that on Monday and that on Thursday, and Tuesday we have speech. And then that's kind of why I did more like gross motor on Thursdays, because the story time class we go to is like crafting too. So he does a lot of crafts on that day. And then for speech, I put on Tuesdays when we have speech, I put fine motor, because he does a lot of like gross motor play and speech. But yeah, I thought I would share because I just really am passionate about kind of finding activities like this. And I don't want you to think that I'm perfect and we get to these every single day. Honestly, like I took the entire month of March off from doing anything like this just because we were traveling, and then we ended up being sick and whatnot. But one of my goals for April is to try and be more consistent with doing this play school, as I like to call it, with him. And yeah, it's not perfect. We don't get to everything every single day, and sometimes I move stuff around, and sometimes we just don't even do the activity that I planned for the day. But I like at least having a plan, because I feel like it, like I said, helps me stay accountable. But I'm sure I will go ahead and like show you some of these activities that we do throughout the month of April as we do them. But yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like helps me make me me, just because it kind of encompasses like my teaching and my creativity. We just got back from going to pick some stuff up that I got from our local like buy sell trade group. If you are not a part of one in your community, I suggest seeing if you do have one, because I get so many great things on it, and then I'm able to give away a lot of our stuff as well. But I wanted to show you what it was that I picked up. Somebody was giving away a bunch of toys and I got a few things. So the first thing I got was this little Fisher-Price doctor set, which is perfect because I have been looking at doctor sets for my son. He's getting into that like imaginative play era. And I think if I put some of this with like some stuffed animals in a toy rotation, he would have a lot of fun. It comes with a little like blood pressure cuff. It comes with a little mask. Let's see. This is like another little blood pressure kit thing. This is another, there's like 3 blood pressure cuff things in here. A little fake like shot thing to look in like the ears. I don't know what the heck you call this thing. A little, what is this, stethoscope? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. It looks like actually some of this stuff is like all mixed in because it looks like some of these things are from Melissa and Doug. But a little like temperature thermometer, another little ear scope thing, another thermometer, and then a little like fake Band-Aid. I think he'll really like this. I'm gonna go ahead and I either put the stuff in the dishwasher that can go in the dishwasher or like the washing machine. And then the next thing I got was a set of instruments. We do a music class every week and he has loved doing music. And so I thought to add some more instruments to our collection would be cool. It came with this little ukulele. It also came with this little like electronic piano. Looks like it needs batteries, which I'll need to get some batteries, or we'll just save that away for a little bit. Hi! It came with this xylophone, and then it came with this little drum set, and then inside the drum set we have is it called a crash cymbal? No. I don't know, instrument, this little shaky bug thing. Just basically a bunch of these shaky tambourine-ish things. And then it's all inside this drum and a drumstick. And then the last thing that I got was this Fisher-Price Farm. This one has like all the bells and whistles, like literally. Yeah, so the little like Fisher-Price, it looks like this pops out. And then it came with a bunch of like animals. Let's see, we've got a bunny, we've got a farmer, a lion, a mama cow and a baby cow, a couple of different sheeps. Came with the tractor and trailer, which I know he's going to be obsessed with. He loves tractor and trailer. Another type of little like wagon thing. Came with like a little watering hose. Some food for the animals. 2 different types of food for the animals. Cows, pigs, ducks and chickens, horses, and 2 more farmers. Yeah, that is kind of what I picked up from the buy, sell, trade page, which I feel like was a steal. I'm going to probably go ahead and wash these things, and then I think I'm going to put them away until our next tour rotation, which will probably be like next week or so. I wanted to show you another thing that I kind of do to help me be creative and feel more structured, and that is fill out my bullet journal. If you don't know what a bullet journal is, it's literally just a journal, and it has a bunch of dots. This is usually the pattern for the bullet journal, but then basically you create like an outline, and I don't know, people have like a ton of things and whatever. I usually just use mine for a weekly layout, which of course I didn't even do it this week, but this is like what last week's looked like. So I like to design it, color it, add stickers, kind of like ebb and flow. I just like to kind of use it to be creative, which this was like one of my favorite spreads, minus it looks like it got wet. But I just write down like what we have going on that day, what workout classes I want to do, what activities I want to do with my kiddos, what tasks I want to get done for the day, appointments we have, whatever it may be. But I love doing this because obviously it keeps me in line with expectations that I have for myself, but also, you know, the things we have going on. And I also like to do it to be creative. And then the other thing I have is this daily to-do notebook. I love to do this one like each morning, which again, I haven't even done it today, but it has places for me to put my to-do. So the things I want to get done, what I'm grateful for, if there's anything I want to pick up, think about like my water intake and what things I have going on in the day. But these two things I feel like have really helped keep me structured and finding and setting a purpose for my day, which has been super helpful. This is turning into such a chatty vlog, and I did not really intend for it to be this chatty, but a couple things have just popped up and I'm like, let me just talk about these. And so one of the last things I want to talk about before I probably end this vlog is books that I have been reading lately and books that have been helping me through my motherhood journey and also just like kind of finding me again. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the like just finding who I am books and then the motherhood books. The first one is this book called Period Power by Maisie Hill. It goes over honestly like hormones and your cycles and your phases each month and kind of like why you feel certain ways each month and you know what you can do during certain times of the month to feel better. I don't know, it's just been very, very eye-opening and honestly helped me understand like what I'm going through each month and why I may be more emotional sometimes versus others or bloated sometimes versus others. So I do highly recommend this book. Excuse Miss Chatterbox over here. The next book is called Fair Play by Eve Rodsky or Rodsky. This book is all about like how to divvy up and prioritize your tasks in a day and a week and things like that. And so we have the deck. So there's a Fair Play deck of cards and you're supposed to do it with, honestly, you can do it by yourself or like my husband and I did it, but you kind of divvy up the cards based on whose responsibility certain things are. And it has things like getting the kids dressed, doing the dishes, laundry, meal planning. And then it even has things like, you know, remembering birthdays and getting birthday presents. And that was really helpful and eye-opening for our marriage. And so this book kind of goes along with it and goes more in depth and has more ideas to help divide the tasks and kind of help there from being just the default parent that gets overstimulated and burnt out really quick. So those are two books that I've been reading that don't have to do with motherhood, but have honestly been helping. And now the ones that I have been reading to deal with motherhood. The first one that I read when my son was a baby was The Magic of Motherhood, the good stuff, the hard stuff, and everything in between. This goes over so many different topics, and it's organized by different moms sharing their story. So like this chapter 4 is Asking for Help by Leslie Miller, and it shares her story of you know, like having a village. And so each story is a couple pages long, and then it has a couple different quotes and then some pretty pictures where they write the quotes out. I would honestly like read just one of the little chapters either each night before bed, or if I just felt like I needed some connections with other moms who have been through what I'm going through. This book was gold. The next book that I have been using to kind of help me through motherhood is Midnight Meditations for Moms. My mom got me this book for Christmas. It's the calming comfort for the wee hours. And I just read a page a night, like when I'm putting sis to bed, but it has kind of like a topic, and then it goes through almost like affirmations. And this book has been really helpful for those nights when sleep is just really hard for not only me, but also the kiddos. I just put baby girl down for a nap, and I'm hoping I can finish this. But the last book that I recommend, if you are a mom, especially a mom to like a toddler, preschooler, elementary school aged kiddo, is this book, which I feel like is a holy grail. It is called How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen. And I am not kidding that this book has completely changed the way that I've parented my toddler in the best way. It literally tells you how to talk to little kids so they will listen. Specifically, says a survival guide to life with children ages 2 to 7. I can read for ages 2 to 7. And the strategies that they recommend and teach you in this book are life changing. Literally not kidding. I have been able to curb so many tantrums, literally prevent tantrums from using the strategies in this book. And I just feel like I can't say enough good things about it, other than I just really feel like everyone who has kiddos needs to read this book. So if there's any books out of these that I just showed you, I highly recommend this one. I also love the way that the book is structured. There are chapters. Honestly, the chapters are fairly long, but there's like parts. So the toolbox is what they call it. And then chapter 1. So chapter 1 is tools for handling emotions. What's all the fuss about feelings? And then it goes back and forth between the two authors, Joanna and Julie, and shares their experiences, and they host like parent groups where they teach these skills. And so then they give like real life scenarios and Then they have tools that literally are the things that you can implement with your own children. And then the other thing that I like about it is that at the end of each chapter, they have almost like a graphic novel of the tools. And I find this really helpful to show my husband, because he's not a big reader, but I want him to know this information too. So I like to show him this part. And then they also have a little breakdown of it. So it's like all the strategies and tools that they teach with some examples. So, you know, you can show your partners, or if you are like, I need a refresher of what they did, you can just turn to this versus rereading the whole chapter. Yes, this book has been completely life-changing. All right, guys, thank you so much for making it this far. If you're still here listening to this super chatty vlog just about honestly parenting, and sometimes the struggles that come with parenting and the expectations that we might put on ourselves, just know that you are so worthy of love and so worthy of giving yourself grace to not do the dishes right away, or to have a moment of peace, to relax when your kiddos take a nap, and that we just do not need to be so hard on ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found something you could resonate or connect with, and if you did, I would love to hear about it in the comments, to have you subscribe and follow along, and I'll see you in the next one.